Good evening, honorable guests and all colleagues and entrepreneurs here. Myself is Prashant. I'm partner with IT Risk and Cybersecurity with Grant Thornton. I'm going to make a very brief presentation. I think they're just trying to position it. It's right here, actually. How I can move it? Can I get the... So basically, what I'm going to be talking here is in terms of what have been the latest cyber crime, cyber attack trends throughout the globe. If you see, it has been very evolving. Decade past, it was primarily like we will look into the incidents post facto and primarily try to work with the clients, or the organizations will work. Thank you. Thanks. Primarily to be more defensive and preventive, in the sense like they will look post facto, do the analysis, and then they will try to figure it out how to resolve it. But in recent, I will say last 4 or 5 years, the kind of attacks, the kind of risk factors which are coming out from throughout the globe, particularly from cybercrime, that has really awakened the industry. And what is happening with the recent attacks, if you see Bad Rabbit, which is primarily talks around, it works around vulnerabilities on the website and created a lot of issues last 2 weeks. Same with WannaCry, which was a vulnerability around Microsoft, the systems working on the Microsoft operating systems. Petya was another one where were the issues which were more to do with the core infrastructure, which were energy, you can say, organization, electricity distribution companies have really, like you can say, squeezed the industry and made them think about it, how and what we need to do. So that is where basically the cyber security is evolving, and the cyber security crime operators are becoming more and more vigilant, and you can say more futuristic, and they are kind of ahead of the game. So to really look into how we can prevent this kind of cyber incidents, we need to also see from the defensive side, prospective side. We can't be only a reactive mode. Some of the key sources of cyber attacks in future and in current time, what we are seeing is mobile devices, clouds, and definitely you can say user behavior, how we are like using different technologies and how they are getting integrated are driving this space, and they have been vulnerable for some time. So looking into if you see the analysis, why these cybercrime has been increasing, what are the reasons? It is primarily driven by 3 or 4 more attacker motivators. One is a financial gain, which they look into how they can basically, like say, typical example, ransomware. Your system, your core infrastructure, everything get kind of stopped until as you pay the like whatever the ransomware operator is asking. So that's for financial gain. Disruption of services are another, which can be a reputational risk, where basically somebody is trying to work around you and put your organization, giving some kind of a dent. Like it can be competition, it can be people with different malicious motives. Third one is theft of PI, personally identifiable information, which is again, you can say across the industries, if you are banking, credit card industry, financial services, commodities, which is more prone even into IT and technology industries. So these trends, if you see, these threats, if you see, they basically give us an idea that in the last few years, definitely the way the cybercrime has grown exponentially, and we really have to look from more from prospective and defensive way. We cannot be like any more reactive in the coming times. What is basically the implications we are talking here? Cyber threat landscape, where we are talking, if you look, most of the surveys done by the security agencies across the globe, they're talking the incidents have increased in last 12 months. If you look into the average cost for data breaches have gone up. Average cost paid for each kind of stolen record has increased. Where industry outlook, primarily we are looking in coming years, data breaches are expected to reach like exponentially. Also, if you see from threat perspective, overall investments which have gone from organization have increased. And the third and the least and not last is a reputational risk has also grown, where different types of companies, they are suffering different issues with their brand value. So in nutshell, if you talk about cyber threat landscape, industry outlook, and reputational risk, this is also giving a sign that the way incident used to happen, the way cybercrime used to happen has evolving, and it is making people in the industry, in our professional world, sleepless. What are basically, you can say, the trends which we have seen globally, which are actually working around through professional organization, product solution companies, as well as research organization, and all the large corporations, they are looking into to manage the threats which are coming through cyber incident, cyber crime. The one is risk and resilience seek balance. So you may have risk, and then what you are investing around the resilience, building that core infrastructure, building, you can say, parameter to endpoint security framework, have to have a resiliency build. Recently, one of my clients, they were talking about BCP, which is like a business continuity planning, which is the word we keep listening a lot. And I was surprised because it was a Fortune 500 company, and in India subsidiary, which is, I will say, significant on their balance sheet, they didn't have anything to do with business continuity. And they were giving me example about Chennai flood and other incidents, which is, I will say, almost a year ago. So you see the kind of reactiveness which we have in the industry, in the overall ecosystem, is still moving little slowly the way the cybercrime is evolving. And when we talk about BCP, it is not about only that the CFO responsibility, business responsibility. It is driven completely by throughout the organization. More or less, it is also driven by technology enablement. So just the example, same with security discipline converge. How we are converging? We have different platforms. They're not talking to each other. That is another challenge which we are facing. Securing the supply chain. In recent, what we have seen, most of the ransomware issues are coming and attacking the supply chain, core infrastructure, where actually, if you see, one of the manufacturing organization, they have whole inventory movement stopped. There was a complete blockdown in the road where the trucks were lined up because they were not able to ship, and whatever was loaded, it was not able to track through their mechanism, so they couldn't ship it anything further. Then also, I will say this is driven by the people skill set as well as balance, what kind of professionals you are employing in your organizations, how they are working, and do you are investing enough in the training. That also drives it. Embrace adaptive security approach. The security approach also defines, I will say, the tone at the top. It is no more the issue which you can drive only at IT head level or CIO level. It is cybersecurity is a boardroom issue, and most of the organization, their directors are literally looking into it to see from 3-4 angles, like one of them, whether we have enough competency, whether we have adequate response time. And the days are not far where, like the way CFO do certifications, CIOs will also start doing certifications to their board saying that we have all infrastructure and high responsiveness built in our core infrastructure and giving comfort to the board. Now, as we are evolving in our digital business, how security is moving with advanced analytics, robotics, blockchain, all these new words which we've been hearing, because they have direct impact to the business. And that is also one of the area in the new era we will see, which is in next few years will be where a lot of attention, a lot of dynamics of security solutions will change. Then pursue real data security. Data security, if you see, there is a new regulation which is out, GDPR, General Data Protection Regulation, which abides any organization doing business in European continents, providing services or product. Until unless you secure the citizen data, secure the product data, you have very stringent fine, which can go up to 4% of your global turnovers. So how you pursue your data security and privacy is also very, very important, and that has to be taken, embedded in your overall IT strategy and security strategy. Very quickly, I'm not going to spend too much time on this slide. If you talk about different paradigm shift where we had malware, DDoS, endpoint security, social engineering, where it is moving from legacy approach where we used to do a lot of manual work, we are moving towards the pattern recognitions. We are moving on zero-day approach, minus 0-day approach. That is a new term which I've been hearing, how we can prepare ourselves. Then also advanced analytics which can be used to allocate the resources and do a faster response time where we can really get into proactive, preventive, and same time detective approach. And then also education plus biometric, different types of securities which are getting inbuilt and which can be used from like less prone to human error. That is also one of the areas which is embedded in the latest approach. So in nutshell, where we used to rely too much on human factor, it is moving, the paradigm shift has happened, how basically technology is taking a place in terms of your analytics, integrating the process, automation, and doing some kind of pattern analysis to help you detect more and manage better the security. Again, if we see the subject around digitization, I know it's very crowded slide. I will just talk through very quickly on this. Now, as we are moving towards digital technology to enhance traditional business models, how basically the values which we are creating, but what kind of cybersecurity challenges which we are facing, like say digital, I'm working on few clients where we are doing a digital transformation, overall digital strategy for an organization from their boardroom to their value delivery digital stores. And we see day in, day out that time has come where when you are developing these digital platform, you have to also integrate the security same time. You can't come back later on and say, I will secure this tomorrow. So it has to go very hand in hand. So that's automation, and the security has to be integrated. Second is transform existing business models digitally. So whatever the transformation we are talking, where organizations are doing shared services, organizations are working on the back model, reverse integrations, different technologies, like say automobile has taken a shape where they are using a lot of softwares, where they are using kind of an automated solutions which are actually driving your automobile on the road, has to also, like say, can be prone to different types of vulnerabilities. How when you are building these softwares, how you can really do a embedded secure technology enablement on these softwares, so that when you're transforming your business model and business technology, how it can also get secure. Then invent entirely new business model, different engagement models, how you can work across the different engagement models which you are driving, your go-to market strategy, and how you can leverage security as you are building it. So in terms of digitization has also to go hands in hands, like even if you are doing, say, e-courts digitization where you have legal cases, the data should not be stolen and it should not be used for different malicious purposes. You have to actually secure them. So I give a pause here, and basically what I'm trying to talk in these few slides is set the context. The time is not far where we are looking into a digitization, heavy digitization, and also automation, how security basically is important and how security has evolved over a period of time, and what is an importance of security from where it has moved to the boardroom. So I will give a pause here. Thanks for listening to me. If any questions I can address, I will be here for some time. Thanks again. Thank you.